Hey, everybody, it's time to swing. We're still swinging, and I'm your host, Thomas. And the Night family, we got this crazy fool up here. Man, this dude is a maniac. And without further ado, we're going to let this speak for itself.
Let me tell you, I got an arrest warrant for you. The opportunity was there, my man.
Fair use, family.
The opportunity was there.
I wouldn't murder nobody. I did not murder. I would not take a life. How about two? What? How about two? Two what? Two people.
2 lives of innocent ass, old, law-abiding, God-fearing people.
I would not.
This is 35-year-old Federico Gondola. He is being interrogated by the police regarding the violent murder of both Roosevelt and Janet Dixon. As the detectives press Federico about what happened, they will begin to realize that under this innocent face hides a heartless serial killer.
911, where's the emergency? I have no idea where I'm at. My name is that father someone that supposedly killed 2 people in the robbery. Ma'am, I have no idea where I'm at. My phone's on super is about to die. I'm at a 7-Eleven. They're about to drive by the house where he supposedly killed these people. Listen to me. My name is... Oh, okay, are you there by yourself now? I don't want to let you in. I'm scared. Okay, you didn't answer my question, ma'am.
Police Department, this line is recorded. How may I help you?
Yeah, hi, this is Operator 80 with the Sheriff's Office, Osceola. I just got a 911 cell phone disconnect from a woman who said she didn't know where she was, and then she said she was at a 7-Eleven. For her coordinates, she's at the 7-Eleven off of East 192 and Hickory Tree Road at that corner. And she was, she said that her name is, that she was, that someone by the name of took her there, and that they were on their way to a place where they had killed 2 people. And then she repeated the same thing. Oh, yeah, she repeated the same thing again, and then she disconnected. And then she didn't answer.
Okay, what's the number?
The number is...
Okay. All right, what was her name again? Sorry.
She said her name was...
Is the one who brought her there. She just kept repeating it?
Yeah,
Did she sound like drunk or anything?
She sounded dramatic, but, you know.
Okay, we will send somebody out there, and then I'll try calling the number.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
The 911 call you heard was made around 1 a.m. on July 10th, 2018, and while the anonymous caller didn't give much of a tip, it didn't take the police long to uncover the bodies of Roosevelt and Janet Dixon, the 2 residents who were shot to death. The crime scene showed no signs of forced entry, but they noticed that the couple's surveillance system server was ripped out of its place. So whoever did this knew the couple's house and had access. We're talking about a couple who had been married for over 20 years and resided in Kissimmee after retiring from New York. They were described by their neighbors as nice, quiet people, yet they were brutally shot at the time they were having breakfast. There were only 2 leads for the detectives to pursue. Firstly, there was the 911 caller who gave the tip, so the detectives reached out to her to give more details and share how she was involved. The second was the last person Roosevelt called, the couple's handyman, who was 35-year-old Federico Gondola. After the detectives contacted the woman, they became more certain that Gondola was their prime suspect. He was brought in for interrogation on July 22nd, 2018 to give some answers.
See, we don't have any no pencils or pads with us. I'm just gonna record this.
You can tell by his handcuffs that the officers are more than certain about Gondola's actions. But most of the time, it's not the person's guilt level that determines the use of handcuffs. It's the severity of the crime being investigated. Right now, he's sitting in this room because he's accused of a double homicide. But through this interrogation, the detectives will determine whether that's true or not.
No. So, before we start, I'm just looking at your background. So, this isn't your first time that you've ever talked to the police, correct?
No.
So, you know how the system works. We have to read you your Miranda rights. So that whole process. Okay. Do you understand Miranda?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to read it anyway. If you have any questions on it, feel free to ask. Okay?
No.
Are you familiar with where you are right now?
No.
Okay, so you're in Osceola County Sheriff's Office. This is our administration building.
Okay.
This is where our offices are. All right, so you said that you kind of had an idea, right, why we're here?
Yeah. The guy called me. He was asking me a lot of questions.
So who's the guy that called you? You said someone called you.
It was a detective Ortiz. Okay.
And what was your conversation with him?
Just asking me a couple of questions about a guy I know that I provided service for, and that was it.
What did he ask you?
If I was in Florida, if I knew if he had hatred towards somebody or something like that, or he had any upgoing issues, and who was in charge of the home and things like that.
All right, let's go back a little bit then.
Usually, detectives take their time and build a rapport with the suspect rather than jump straight into direct questions. By building a rapport first, they don't scare the suspect and avoid compelling him to use the L word initially. If we were in his position, with handcuffs, getting asked such a direct question after being Mirandized, we would call a lawyer immediately. Lucky for this detective, he didn't get spooked by the direct questioning and continued.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay. As far as...
Where are you from originally?
I'm Panama.
From Panama?
Yeah.
Where you grew up?
Different places. My father was military. I lived in El Paso, Texas on a military base, Georgia, New York, Jersey.
Oh, what part of New York?
Queens.
What part of Jersey?
So we stayed in, it was West Berlin, and then we stayed in Somerdale.
And you said Queens?
Yeah, Queens, New York.
Okay. How long you been in Florida?
They got here before me. I got here maybe 2015.
Oh, so you only been out here 3 years?
Yeah, I've been out here long.
Okay. So what do you do for a living?
Right now, we're trying to get this home appliance service going, me and my father, and that's what we do right now.
Just so it's just not just labor, nothing, you don't like what's the word I'm looking for? I like a particular thing, a particular field, specialized.
Well, computers, electronics, and home appliances. We advertise HVAC, but I don't do HVAC. So
who does HVAC then?
My father.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, at least somebody's doing it.
Yeah.
So your father's here as well?
Yes. In Haines City, where I really stay at, like my home.
Oh, so you live in Haines City, but you've been staying with your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Until she gets her license situation fixed?
Yeah.
Okay. So, no job really. Work for yourselves, independent.
Yeah.
So, going back to this conversation you had with that detective, who was this guy he was asking you about?
Mr. Roosevelt.
Mr. Roosevelt?
Yeah.
Who's he?
Guy I provide service for.
Oh, shit. What kind of service? I mean, that's
well, with him, it was always something different. You know, his computer's messed up, or his wife's laptop is, something, or whatever. Really, out to his microwave, whatever.
How'd you end up meeting him?
Could have been word of mouth. This was a while ago. When I originally first got out here, I was talking to so much people trying to get, things off the ground. It would either have to be a flyer or word of mouth.
So how long you been working for?
Off and on. I I probably met him when I first came down here too. So I really don't know like exactly how much times I've worked for him, but it's been off and on, spread out throughout the year. Yeah.
So the last 3 years you've kind of been going over there and do the work and microwave and.
I helped him out with, was trying to help him out with the CVS thing, but I told him that, he's trying to get pictures produced, and he's not able to because they look professionally taken, they said. And you need something from the photographer themselves in order to be able to print those photos.
So he paid you for all these things, correct?
Yeah.
How did he pay you?
Cash. Always cash. Yeah.
Always cash.
$10 gas, $25, $35 for the call.
So nothing huge.
Oh, no major repairs or anything like that, no.
When he's asked about the work he does for Mr. Roosevelt, he first mentions work on his and his wife's laptops. This is an important part of this investigation, which links up with his intent to kill, but we'll get to that later. Right now, he mentioned that he's picked up odd jobs that don't pay much, so he may be looking for newer avenues to make money. Let's keep these 2 points in mind as we move on with this case.
Did you ever meet his wife?
Yeah.
And same thing, she would have you do things.
Well, I only looked at her laptop. And him, he more than he mostly wanted whatever it may have been.
How was he as a guy though, man? As far as paying
Colton James Hodge, salute my brother.
you and stuff like that, was he good or?
Oh yeah, he was fine.
There no issues with him paying you?
Oh, never.
When was the last time you saw him?
I had an appointment with him. Man, if you can speak to Ortiz, because I don't have my phone on me, but if you can speak to him, he knows the exact dates. I gave him the dates because I was actually able to look at my message stream at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say it was the 19th of June.
Okay. And
I also spoke to him on the 1st or 2nd of July. I was letting him know that I'm not going to be available, the 4th coming up. And I usually do that with anybody that, calls me for service.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So, but it was a general reach out to him just to let him know.
Yes, I'm pretty sure I even left a voicemail for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you did it using your cell phone?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And same thing, she would have you do things.
I only looked at her laptop. And him, he more than he mostly wanted whatever it may have been.
This part is also important as there are some discrepancies about what he was hired to do for Mr. Roosevelt. Even though the couple was described as nice and quiet people, there was something dark inside his laptop that would make you question Mr. Roosevelt's niceties. It was also the same unfortunate thing that opened him up to extortion.
So you heard what happened to him, right?
No.
No?
Everybody keeps telling me about the incident.
What are they telling you?
Ortiz said there was an incident. Have I heard something? I caught that. He said, have you heard of an incident in the last few weeks? And I said, no. And I said, is everything okay? He said he's sorry to tell me that he passed away. And I got that, but the questioning seemed kind of weird though, because he asked me if I knew of anybody he may have had a problem with.
That's a general question that we ask every single person that we talk to who ever associated with someone. Mm-hmm. We always ask that. Mm-hmm. Because we don't know that person,
no.
But that person we're asking may know of something. Mm-hmm. So it's just a general question that we ask.
Okay.
He claimed that Detective Ortiz told him about the quote-unquote incident. And while we don't have his side of the conversation, we're pretty sure that's not what he said. He must have used the word murdered. Otherwise, how could he justify the reason for calling Gondola? In any investigation, when the person is contacted, they are informed that they are called regarding a case, and they mention the crime too. Gondola used the words incident and passed away as a way to appear completely oblivious and distant from what happened to the couple.
So because I wasn't there, what was your answer?
I told him no.
No?
Yeah, I told him no.
Okay.
Because he was kind of asking me questions that I really couldn't help with.
Hey, so just, I'm sorry, let me shift this back, because I was asking you, that's your girlfriend's house out there, right? But I saw a bunch of cars in that driveway.
3 vehicles.
Whose vehicles are those?
All right, so her brother is currently staying with her, his wife, and his...
Tell me a little bit about yourself, man.
Okay. What you want to know?
Your background. Grew up in New York, went to school in New York, right?
Yeah.
What'd you do after that?
Well, from beginning to end?
You gotta tell me everything, but highlight it.
Well, after school, I pretty much was in a GED program.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up getting arrested, you know, and
What?
bank robbery.
Up there in New York or somewhere else?
New York.
Yeah.
I did my time, came home.
You know how they say, once a thief, always a thief? Well, he has a sheet for attempted burglary, which gives us reason to believe that his intent to kill may have to do with money.
So, why are we here?
I don't know, but I don't like money.
No. You still don't know?
No.
No? I'm really interested in your relationship with Mr. Roosevelt.
Okay.
I think there was a little more to your relationship with him than what you tell him.
What do you mean? It was just service calls, and that was it, really.
That was it?
Yeah, I mean, he likes to call everybody his friend, you know. He usually texts me everything, so I probably have a stream of, you know, oh no, but I did switch phones. But
How long have you got this one you got now?
the iPhone, it's an older iPhone. I just used it.
You switch phones.
Yeah, I had a HTC before. But the iPhone,
Well, I said HTC.
I dropped it. It wasn't responding on the screen, so I had to swap it.
What was this?
I really don't remember. I'm trying to remember when I got the iPhone.
A year ago? 6
No,
months ago?
a few months back, yeah.
Two months back? A few? Two?
I would say more than 2. I've been using it more than 2 months.
Okay.
But you can tell me while we're here.
Yeah, I'm about to.
Mm-hmm.
You should probably already have a clue. Because, let me tell you this. All right. You're 35, and I mean, you're kind of savvy, pretty intelligent. You know computers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Technology in general.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you understand nowadays where we are with technology, right?
Yes.
And just in general, but put that as in a police aspect of it, law enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
How far technology has come.
Yes.
Okay. So let me, I guess, say to you that technology has brought you right here to this chair.
Really?
Yeah.
How is that?
Well, I never met you. I didn't know who the hell you were until recently.
Mm-hmm.
So here we have an individual who we're
They always think their name got picked out of a hat, and that's how they got there.
investigating, whose death we're investigating.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And here we have you sitting right there.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I said brought you here was technology.
Mm-hmm.
So technology brought you guys together,
Mm-hmm.
brought us together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Didn't pick you up out of a hat.
Mm-hmm.
It's not funny, haha, but funny in that there's that connection that you know him,
Mm-hmm.
he's dead,
Mm-hmm.
and you're here.
Okay.
Get in the picture?
The detective is pinpointing the obvious, but Gondola's not going to give up without a fight. So Gondola is about to become difficult as he'll start giving one-word answers and hmms instead of proper statements, unless needed.
Longer? I don't know. Could be a bit longer.
And you said you're not sure how many times you went to this Mr. Roosevelt's house?
But yeah.
Would you say more than 5 times?
I would say so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have an idea where he lives at, right?
Yeah.
You've been to his house. You know how to get there?
Yeah, it's off of Pleasant Hill.
Pleasant Hill Road?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm guessing you know the layout of the house? Because obviously you've been there.
Yeah, I've been there. It's just really open.
It's an open concept.
Yeah, it's like really open, yeah.
I don't know that family too well,
Mhm.
right? But did he invite you inside and offer you anything when you go there?
Well, when I go there, I'm normally, for service, I'm inside. I don't do outside work at all.
What areas of the house do you get to go to?
Well, I've been in his office. I've been at the dining room table working on his wife's laptop.
Okay.
I've been in his garage.
You gonna see?
Well, I didn't go into his history. I tend to not go into people's history. I showed them how to clear it if they would like to.
So you never seen what the type of websites he used to go on?
No. Can't do it. It's not good for me. I don't need to know. All I need to do is make sure that he's virus free, keep an ad blocker on there, and just educate him on what not to do in case he gets any notifications or things like that.
I find that funny because I think you kind of have to, you can't avoid not seeing the history. I know the kind of history he had on his computer.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you do too.
No. I honestly don't go through history.
Did you have anything to do with what happened to him? Did he not?
I'm still trying to figure out what's this situation, like what happened to him, and
He's dead.
I understand this. You know, you have said this, but
What else is to say? He's dead.
Well, we're just trying to figure out if he had anything in his computer that he may or may not should have.
Soon you'll get your answer on why the detectives are fixating on the search history of Mr. Roosevelt. But before
Classic case of he think he just gonna walk in there and play dumb.
that, the detectives step out for a little fresh air, but come back with a more energetic, straightforward, and coffee-fused mindset. It's now the detective's time to shine by picking up on his inconsistencies.
Your power went off? Ready to go off again?
what?
The power?
Just for a second.
What do people call you?
Rico.
Rico?
Mhm.
All right, Rico. I'll be straight up with you. Dude, I think you're a really nice guy, you know, and I think you have, it seems like a good sense of humor. Because for us, especially for me, I think it's important in this job for us to have kind of a sense of humor because you know what we do for a living, right?
Yeah.
And I say this through my experience, through what I've done in this investigation. I'm going to be honest with you and tell you that I know that you're not telling me everything. And people have their reasons for that. And hopefully this morning we're going to find out your reason for that. Because straight up, you ain't telling me the truth. But I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you right now. You say about what? Do you remember probably about halfway into our conversation, I started asking you about his house and his computer, smart home and stuff like that. So when you did work for him, you did it on his computer.
Yeah.
I told you that I saw his computer, and I saw what was in that computer. And we're talking about history. I saw his history, and I saw the shit that he was doing.
What was he doing?
He was doing some pretty nasty stuff that, in this, besides homicide, that'd be the second worst thing a person can do. And it was on his computer. And I think you saw that. And you told me yourself you're a father of a 9-year-old and an 11-year-old, so you have kids. So when someone who you're working for, this is my personal opinion, you run into some shit that's, I don't think anybody in society really goes for it.
Mm.
I think that can make a person angry. So you did work in his house.
Yes.
You saw the monitor. You saw that he had a surveillance system in his house.
Yeah, the monitor right above his computer.
Then you saw the camera system.
Yeah.
Okay. I told you in my explanation that technology brought you here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you putting 2 and 2 together now? Technology, camera system, you in this house. You kind of get it now?
I've been to his house, so I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay. So
I don't think you get what he's talking.
The detective's new tactic is laying out all the evidence against him. By technology, he's referring to this intricate knowledge of shutting down the surveillance camera and his access to the insensitive material on Mr. Roosevelt's laptop. Gondola, however, is implementing a stall tactic and will continuously give a bunch of one-word answers or simple hmms to keep dragging out this detective's patience.
I just want to make sure you get what he's talking about. Do you understand what he's saying?
The camera system.
Yeah. Keep going.
And me.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
And you said we're together.
So that's right. If you don't understand something, just ask. It's okay, man. A lot of people sometimes don't.
I mean, this isn't looking good. I mean,
it's not looking good for you. And I'm telling you that we didn't pick you out of a hat. We did not. The investigation led right to you. Okay.
I can't see how.
I see exactly how. You understand there's a process in this country, right? When it comes to law enforcement investigations, making arrests, getting all that stuff. Okay. So we basically had to prove that you had something to do with his death.
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. Please don't do that. No.
Yeah.
So you had nothing to do with it?
No. Not.
So you went to fix his computer. I know you saw the child porn on that computer.
Child porn? No. I never seen child porn on his computer.
Really?
Never.
Really? So let me ask you this. Did you ever discuss the stuff he used to do with friends on the job, I mean?
Possibly.
Yeah? So what if I tell you that during my investigation, I found out information like that to corroborate what I already knew? That would make you look bad.
Because I never seen the child porn?
No, because I think you did, and I know that others know you did, but you sit here and you deny it. I can prove it. I can freaking prove it.
Notice how he said, I know that others know you did.
I know that others know you did.
The others in this sentence is the guy Gondola reached out to get help in committing the murder. After that guy backed out and told his girlfriend, she made the 911 call, which you heard at the start of the video. The detective has revealed to him that he has been cross-examined and has proof to put him away, but Gondola still won't budge.
Some of the stuff we find out, I can tell you right now, I know what you were driving. Okay? Did you rent a vehicle recently?
My mother.
Yeah. What kind of vehicle was it?
Ultima.
Ultima. Who makes Ultima?
Nissan.
You know what those cars have on them?
What's that?
GPS.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, of course.
Good. So, do you think, once again, here comes technology, that we can't obtain information?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. So, take that into consideration. Take the surveillance into consideration. So, here we have two things that, unless you're really, really good, you can't beat technology. Okay? So, let me ask you this then. Today is Sunday. So, on Monday, the 9th.
The 9th, okay.
Do you remember that day?
Monday the 9th of this month? No,
No.
the 9th. I'm nothing without my phone really. Like when I'm able to use it, that kind of gives me idea.
It's the day before you turned in the car.
Okay,
You remember that? A little bit better.
okay.
What happened that day?
Nothing really.
Do you recall, you familiar with St. Cloud?
Yeah,
You familiar with St. Cloud? You know where 15, Narcoossee, the 192?
Narcoossee, yeah. 15 in Narcoossee, yeah.
So 15 is Narcoossee, and then you got 192.
Okay.
Okay? So, how is it then that we can put your car right there?
In St. Cloud?
Mm-hmm.
I've been staying there.
Well, so that's a little further east than what you're saying.
Mm.
What business would you have up there? Bell right there in the corner. Diagonally back there, there's a CVS, there's a strip, I'm not CVS, there's a Publix strip mall. On the right, there's a 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven. I remember I went there one day because my friend, he needed gas. He came down and I gave him some gas money.
What friend was that?
My friend, what is he at now? Titusville, I think it's called.
Well, no, but what's your boy's name? So you say he lives in Titusville?
I think it's
So he
no, Coco, excuse me.
lives in Coco?
Coco, yeah.
Okay. So he came, he met you at 7-Eleven because what?
He needed some gas. He was going through some hard times and he needed gas money to get back and forth to work.
So he drove from Coco
Yeah.
to that 7-Eleven so you can give him some gas.
Yeah, he had to go to work the next day. He came with his girlfriend, I believe, and he needed some gas money.
What's the girl's name?
Oh, I don't know his girlfriend at all.
What did you say his last name was?
So I guess a reasonable person would say, my man drove from Coco
Coco.
to there
Mm-hmm.
so you can give him some gas.
Yep, and he told me it was only like a 40-minute ride. He just needed some gas. He needed to make sure he got to work.
That's an 80-mile round trip
Yeah,
to get gas that he's gonna need to get to work.
yes.
That don't make no sense.
Hey, listen, I'm telling you, he came for gas. I gave him the money. Matter of fact, he actually gassed up right there at that gas station. Yeah,
So if there's video that we can, we'll be.
more than definitely. Yeah.
All right.
It doesn't make sense for a person to do an 80-mile round trip and then ask you for gas money. If he was in dire need, he could have just asked him to send it online. But for some bizarre reason, he drove that far for gas money. And if the CCTV footage shows that he gassed up at the 7-Eleven, it should have also picked up the person he's talking to and his girlfriend. And so far, that girlfriend is why the detectives have Gondola cornered from the get-go.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty
Sure. I'm gonna give you a little piece of advice right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you're talking about the rest of your life,
Mm-hmm.
you may want to be more than just pretty sure. So you may want to think about the answer you're going to give me.
Well, man, my mind is scattered all over the place right now.
Do you remember what time you gave him gas?
Yeah, it was late.
What's late?
Real late. It could have been midnight, after midnight.
How much you gave him?
I gave him about 40, 50 bucks.
You don't know how much you gave him?
About 40, 50
Was
bucks.
it cash?
Yes. Just for him to pump up gas and that's it.
You didn't talk to him?
Yeah, I mean, we spoke, how's everything? Talking about his girlfriend's going crazy. And
So how did it come about that you guys decided to do that?
what's that?
Go to the 7-Eleven there.
Because he needed gas money. I wasn't going to him. He had to come to me.
He called you, said he needed gas money?
He texted me and, you know,
No, that's right.
he texted one day, said he needed gas.
One day. It wasn't that day he texted you?
He texts me. He calls me a lot for 20 year, 30 year, you know.
Oh, so you know him that long?
Oh, yeah, I've been knowing him forever. Mm-hmm.
Forever? How long was it?
We went to high school together, yeah.
That day, whose idea was it to meet there?
Well, originally, my idea was to meet him on Nova Road at the Shell. Yeah, and that gas station was closed. And I told him, well, you're gonna have to meet me either at Wawa or 7-Eleven. Then I realized 7-Eleven was closer than Wawa coming from the Nova Road.
Mm-hmm.
So I just waited at 7-Eleven.
But was it out of the kindness of your heart that you called him to offer the gas, or did he call you asking?
Oh, no. I might have contacted him and told him, you know, if you still need gas or something like that, you know, you can come on down. Because he's a late person. You know, he works nights. He gets off around like 11. And, yeah.
So you called to offer gas money?
Honestly, I can't remember the whole situation, but I did meet him there to give him gas.
And you said when you guys were at the gas station, you guys talked?
Yeah.
Inside the car, outside the car?
We was outside, yeah. While he was pumping gas.
And what did you guys talk about?
I can't remember, shooting the shit, you know.
Just shooting shit.
Yeah, I know he was talking about his girlfriend. She was mad because she had to drive all the way down here just to get the gas, and he should have had the gas money. He should have saved money, or, you know.
Rico, remember when I told you that part of the things that we try to do is try to figure out was somebody planned this shit out, premeditated, or it was just something that happened that was an accident, self-defense, or something. You know, two totally different types of people. It's basically the easiest way to put it is you have a monster or someone who made a mistake. That's probably the best way to explain. So you tell me that you gave him gas, you guys bullshitted, he got gas, took off, you went back to the house. You did not go back to the house. I know for a fact you didn't go back to the house. Now listen, Rico, listen to me. You're not here just because we're trying to pin this shit on you. You're here because we know that you did it. Okay? Now this is what I'm telling you, man. You're here really as an opportunity to explain to us what happened that day. That's it. It was an accident, shit happened, I was pissed, he was pissed, I don't know. But it definitely would benefit you. Because ultimately, for me, you know I'm going home at some point today. Right? And chances are that you're not.
Me?
Yeah.
This is not good. I didn't do anything. I did not do anything.
You're going to stick to that story.
I did.
Just like that.
I did.
When I already presented so much shit to you that it should at least give you that doubt in your mind that, damn, kid,
No,
you know?
Maybe you thought you was going to do something like that and just forget about it and go on with your life.
I didn't do anything. So, yeah.
Alright, you got your phone. You said it was phone calls, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that'll help out a little bit. Did you delete everything, or you still have it?
No, I didn't delete anything.
So the phone calls will probably help you out in this matter that a little bit more.
But here's the problem. I don't know if you use iPhone. Once you get to a certain thing on your recent history, it goes away.
It goes away.
After, I don't know how much history, but after a certain, like if you'll notice, if you look at iPhone history, you'll only see like the last few recent days.
Technically, iPhones show you your last 100 calls and store 1,000 entries. If you remove some entries, the old ones show up to take place among the 100 calls, so he could have deleted them. If, for example, he has deleted the call which was made with Mr. Roosevelt, because, like we said, the last call made by Mr. Roosevelt was to Gondola, then this could prove that he was covering up his tracks.
So, like, you drive that car, I guess, your mom?
Which car?
The one that was rented that you talked about?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did anybody else drive that car?
Maybe my mother one time.
Does your mom know where Mr. Roosevelt lives at?
No.
Who knows where Mr. Roosevelt lives at besides you?
I know just me, really.
So, you being a driver of that vehicle, you're the only one that knows where Mr. Roosevelt is at.
Mm.
There's every indication that that vehicle was there.
Mm.
How can you explain that?
I don't know.
And that's where we need your help from.
Yeah.
That's actually where I honestly thought you were like a certified IT guy and maybe knew more than
No, only for.
He's pretty good, you know?
Yeah.
But just that simple thing, you can't explain.
What's that?
Why would you, the only person who drives that vehicle that knows where Mr. Roosevelt lives at, would be at Mr. Roosevelt's house? How do you explain something like that?
But I wasn't at his house.
What I'm trying to figure out then, if it wasn't you, A, the only person who drives that car, and maybe your mom who doesn't know where Mr. Roosevelt at, what you're telling me is now that there's like a ghost that drove that car there.
No, I'm not telling you that. I see what you're saying.
If you could explain it better, maybe we have a better understanding. So, obviously, we know that you go to Mr. Roosevelt's house, right?
Yes.
We know that, right? You were, I guess, a friend of the family we want to call, or acquaintance, or even a business person. So, when it comes to like DNA stuff, it's going to be common that your DNA is going to be there.
At this point, the DNA evidence tying him to the house is of little to no use, as he was a hired help who's been inside the house multiple times. And we must say, based on all the crime videos we've seen, he's a professional denier. After the detective has pointed out several inconsistencies, shared the evidence that incriminates him, and tried every interrogation tactic in the old playbook, he's still denying everything. In these cases, the suspect can save us time by just using the L word from the start. But instead, he says it right at the end.
This is just, yeah.
Man, let me tell you, I got an arrest warrant for you and charge you with murder.
Me?
Yeah. And guess what? The opportunity was there, my man. The opportunity was there. So, based on all
I
this
didn't
stuff.
murder nobody, though. I wouldn't murder nobody. I did not murder. I would not take a life.
How about two?
What?
How about two?
To what?
Two people.
2 lives of innocent ass, old, law-abiding, God-fearing people.
I would not.
I need you to explain that day a little bit better than.
This is terrible.
Just tell us the truth, okay? Tell us honestly.
I'm telling you the truth.
Look. Just like you said, we worked our asses off, man. And probably just as much as you did. When I say that, it's because you ain't stupid. I'm not going to call you stupid. There's certain things that you did to try to avoid being that stupid guy. Unfortunately, those acts or actions that you've done were easily traceable, track you down. You don't get what happened this morning by accident at your house, right?
I know.
So, just like I explained to you earlier, and he explained to you earlier, there's always 2 sides to the story. The one that we got is pretty good because I told you it's timestamped. But I'm sure, I know for a fact that you have your own story. I know that for a fact already. It's if you're willing to release that story.
I don't have a story.
I want you to understand me. You know why? Because I can go. He taught me a lot. We can literally go minute by minute of what occurred July 9th, 2018. The day that you said was even crazy for you. You want to know why? Because that's going to be the day that you're never going to forget in your whole life. Whether you're at home, whether you're in jail, you will never forget that day ever. No matter what I say, what we do, that day is going to be imprinted like a timestamp in your brain and in your heart.
July 9th.
Forever. Forever. And when you might be confused because it was late, but it's going to be that day, hours before you met up with, so I can refresh your memory even more. That day, you're never going to forget. You know exactly what happened, when it happened. You know more detail than anyone could imagine. You made a decision that day to do something. It's clear and day. Where you messed up was you didn't track your steps that well. Your phone. All right? Your phone is timestamped for every little thing you do.
Yeah.
You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. That's your phone. Nobody else's phone. The vehicle that you drove. That's timestamped. Only you know where Mr. Roosevelt lives. Camera system. That's timestamped. Which is awesome. Meeting locations, phone calls. I could go on and on. I'm not going to tell you that. The idea is to get the story from you.
I have no story.
Because it boils down to this. All that he says boils down to one freaking thing that I said already. It boils down to you plan this hard, freaking cold-hearted murder, or your intentions were something else. Something went wrong that day, and them two ended up dead.
That's the one I think.
I'm telling you, the way that you're acting, your answers compared to what we've told you, and we've told you more than we normally tell people. We don't have to do that. Everything comes back to the fact that you're a freaking stone freaking cold killer.
No.
And you know who's going to see that, right? You know who's going to ultimately see that? Everybody.
But I'm not. I wouldn't do something like that.
The world.
I wouldn't do something like that. You can't say that.
I just said it. And you know what? I'm going to prove it. I'm going to prove it.
I did not do anything like that.
Is there going to be anything in that house that is going to support you or support us?
I don't know what you mean.
What I'm saying is that is there anything in that house that A, perhaps doesn't belong to you, B, that there's something in that house that you might have used or touched during this incident? I just keep going. What if there's stuff in your house that belongs to Mr. Roosevelt? Is that possible?
No.
Okay. I guess we have to go baby steps or whatever. I really don't know. We have to go baby steps, but
I can tell you, I'm done going baby steps with you.
I understand.
I am. And ultimately, it's a person's decision. It's an individual decision which way we want to take this. Okay. Unfortunately, you're the one in that position, not me. Okay. And you can sit here and say 1,000,000 times, I don't know, wasn't me, but I can prove it. All right.
I don't mean to be rude, right? But this looks bad. Can I see a lawyer, please?
Yeah.
And after he finally spits out the L word, the investigation proceeds. According to the arrest report, a friend of Gondola told Osceola County Sheriff's detectives days after the murder that, and I'm quoting, Federico had confessed to him he had killed 2 people. Cell phone records showed the friend had driven to the home, and surveillance video from the 7-Eleven showed the friend and Gondola meeting up. When deputies confronted Gondola again, he finally confessed to them that he was planning to extort the couple with the child pornography he found on his computer. He also said that Roosevelt came after him with a gun, and he shot the man and then his wife because she walked in on it. In the state of Florida, the charges of first-degree murder can be the death penalty. And while many prosecutors tried to make it happen, Gondola was only sentenced to life in prison without possibility of parole for the double murder.